We've already seen and driven the McLaren 570S, but it's the most affordable McLaren to date, the 540C, that we're yet to show you. That is, until now. With a starting price of $350,000 drive-away, not only is the 540C more affordable than a 911 Turbo, it's also cheaper than the 570S. Now, what are the key differences? Well, it's going to take a train spotter to notice them, but you'll notice here on the side of the 540C, the side skirts are slightly more scalloped and tucked in, whereas on the 570S, they stick out a bit and also have 570S lettering. You'll also notice with the brakes, this car comes standard with steel brakes as opposed to the carbon ceramic brakes fitted to the 570S. Now, that's not such a big deal because it has less power and torque, which means you might not need that stopping power. But it's not that much of an issue because it does produce a little less power than the 570S, but not by much. It still outputs just under 400 kilowatts, and that's from this mammoth 3.8 litre twin turbocharged V8. It's good enough to sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.5 seconds, and it's still rear-wheel drive and still uses the same 7-speed dual-clutch auto. But this is where you're going to be spending most of your time, so let's check out the interior. It's not quite as easy as a Porsche 911 to get in, but once you do get in here, this certainly doesn't feel like an entry-level car. It's so beautifully presented with really elegant materials and just such a nice layout. You get this awesome looking infotainment screen that sits in the centre. It's also a touch screen that shows your nav and also a reversing camera too. You get McLaren's trademark performance controls using these little dials here that allow you to change the engine and also suspension settings. Got some pretty practical storage in the back there and also in the front as well, but it's not quite a 911 in terms of the 2 extra seats you get there. You get this great looking backlit LCD display that shows your speedo and also the rev gauge. It even has a cool feature that shows you how many days of parking you have left. So if you're going to be leaving the car locked up at home, you'll know how long you've got until that battery drains. But most importantly of all, it sounds like a McLaren.